Golf is great and it's expensive, but if you figure out how, you don't have to spend crazy money to play. That's one of our goals here, to give you ways to save, get better, and have fun at the same time. Hey everyone, first off, happy Sunday. Welcome to Golf Reboot Live 2026. For anyone new, I'm Doug with Golf Reboot. I started this channel in 2025 with one goal in mind, sharing what I've learned to help you get better faster. Make sure you click subscribe so you see everything we share. While this is going, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat and I'll do my best to answer as we go. That's what it's all about, helping you reach your goals. And later on, I'm going to share how you can save a ton of money on premium golf balls right now. So make sure you keep watching. First off, a little bit of a rant. Does anyone remember when local courses had realistic prices? We knew the conditions weren't going to be perfect, but you could walk for cheap and even not spend a crazy amount to ride. And don't get me started on the cart fees if you decide you're gonna ride the cart by yourself and everybody else is gonna walk. That's just complete bull. So it's winter in New Jersey right now. This is something I've been thinking about all season. And there's a couple local courses I played years ago and when I started up again in 2024 because it was cheap, it was wide open, it was fairly flat, and you could get on pretty cheap. But now I look at it and I'm in North Jersey, so I can go up to Crystal Springs, play Black Bear, Wild Turkey, those courses, and realistically not pay much more than I would for some of these other courses. Now, I get it. It costs money to run a golf course, nothing against that. But when you're asking $70 for 18 holes, fine, I'll pay that. But then you want more, $25 for me to take a cart, and then you want to charge me another $15 to ride as a single, your course better be perfect. And I don't know. From what I've seen, that's just not the case, at least around here. I don't know how it is about you or out around you. Let me know in the comments. But to me, the days are gone where you can get on a golf course really cheap. And that's why it's nice. I have the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro. I've talked about it a lot. I can go out to my garage. I can play most of these courses. Ironically, one of the ones I'm talking about is not on there, which is kind of strange to me. But my goal is to play golf and not spend a crazy amount. So, like I said, I've played Black Bear a bunch of the Crystal Springs. I do really like those courses, and their prices are fair. If you go at the right time, if you take a day off work and go, they're great. Good people, nice conditions. The courses, they can be trouble for you. So if you're learning, yes, some of the other courses are better. You don't have to worry as much. The ground isn't as great. You can, if you're learning, you can play winter rules all year round. I'm not going to tell anybody not to. If I'm paying for golf and my ball lands in a mud puddle, if it's got mud all over it because they're not taking care of the course, you can bet that I'm going to move the ball. I'm not a pro. I say it all the time. I'm never going to be a pro. I'm out there to have fun. So, what do you guys think about that? Now, it might seem like I'm just slamming courses right now, but it's really not what it's about. It's about the money that we're putting in. And the companies that run these courses are making tons of money. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. So, if you're raising your prices, but I walk down the fairway, I don't care about the rough because we should try to stay out of the rough anyway. If you're walking down the fairway and all you see is dirt patches, that's a problem. I know in New Jersey that things can get funky during the summer, too much rain, not enough rain. I understand all that, but then be realistic with your costs. So that's enough of the rant for now. I think everybody gets it. There are a lot of good courses around me too. It's just some of them I don't understand where their prices come from. And like I said before, those cart fees are stupid. It's absolutely stupid. The places that I feel charge the most for a cart and don't give you a break on the single rider cart fee have the worst carts. I've played at courses before where your cart has GPS. It's nice. You don't have to worry about it running out of fuel. Yes, I had a cart this past summer that ran out of fuel because the fuel gauge said full. Well, guess what? Coming around, I want to say hole 13 or 14, all of a sudden it was sputtering going up a hill and no fuel. Couldn't find a marshal, couldn't find anybody. Ended up having to call into the pro shop and tell them, and they were like, "Oh, well, just bring it back. Bring the cart. Do you want me to siphon fuel from the other cart and put it in here and bring it back?" And no. So if you're going to charge more, have this stuff ready. Keep it in good shape. I know things happen, but to me, it's just that's crazy. And cart fees, the carts are paid for, especially when these are 20, 30-year-old carts, whatever they are. I don't know. When they're paid for, your prices don't have to be that crazy. And if you're going to charge that, get better carts. So with all that, let's get into some more of it. If anybody's interested, if you want to learn how to practice better, you can go to golfreboot.com/free guide and download our free guide. That tells you how I practice. It's helped me a ton. So check that out, golfreboot.com/free guide. Now, let's talk a little bit about thinking. So I'm the type of person who I'm an overthinker, and that's been a problem basically my whole life. I think about all the different ways things could go, blah, 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 blah. So, like most of you know, I was a golfer in high school, and freshman and sophomore year, I had a big problem. I would have a bad first hole. I'm notorious for my first hole being a double bogey, and that would get into my head. Now, in high school golf, we would only play nine. If you're in your head on the first hole and you can't get out of it, that's a big problem. So, usually it would take me 3, 4 holes. I would come out a little bit, but at that point, my day's over. So something I've learned really junior year, senior year of high school, that's when I started getting a little bit better. I would stop thinking so much. The biggest thing I did, I would tell my playing partner my score. They would write it down on the card. I wouldn't think about it again. Now, I expanded on that recently when I started playing again. When I walk up to the ball, I already know what I want to do. You have to. You should be coming up to it, park your cart if you're riding and paying the extra $25, park your cart behind the ball. Get a line to where you want to hit, whether it's onto the green, whether it's just an approach shot to get you closer. Look at where you can hit. Look at the trouble. Pick your club based on the distance. Now, when you get up to the ball, take your stance, do your pre-shot routine, and you're done. There's no more thinking. Once I'm once I'm stepped up to the ball, once I take my stance, I take a breath. I don't even generally take a practice swing unless I'm trying to loosen up a little bit. I will take a breath, backswing through, balls in the air, hopefully. What I've learned is when I start taking practice swings, that gives me more time to start thinking and things go badly. A lot of times, that practice swing becomes more pressure for me because if it's not a great practice swing, I'm not going to take four more until I'm happy. It's causing me to overthink the way I'm swinging. So, my default is stop thinking, take a breath, and forget about it. Another thing I do that's really helped me, I actually go through and I'll hum a song in my head. A lot of times it's Country Roads Take Me Home. Don't know why. Somebody said it the one day or it was playing, and that just sticks with me. So from the time I get out of the cart until I see the ball land, that is playing in my head. It's worked for me. I think it can work for you. The other thing I've done, going to the driving range is good, but I also practice a lot at home. I've got the GIF in my garage. It's a home golf simulator. Didn't spend a ton of money on it, but that's given me the ability to take a ton of swings to prepare for anything. Obviously, I'm not hitting at a real sand. I'm not hitting at a real rough, but I'm getting the mechanics down so that I know how I should feel, how I should swing. Um, with all that, I've found that I don't have to go to the range as much, and I've got the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro. There's links down below if you're interested in it. With doing that, I don't have to go to the range because now I can be in my garage and know the true distances. If you like the range, that's great. Don't be a range rat. Go in with a plan. But remember, if you're using range balls or floaters, they're not showing you the true distances. If I'm in my garage, I'm using the ball that I play with, which, like I said, not a pro, but if I go with a Callaway Super Soft versus a Titleist Pro V1, based on my swing speed, it makes a difference. So I generally have the Pro V1s or something very similar to it, and I can see everything I'm doing. If I'm slicing the ball, I can see it. Then I can go back and look at the video to see why. Did I come over the top? Did I open the club face too much? So that's been game changing for me. Now, you're never going to completely get out of your head. I know I can say it, but none of us are going to. Work on it the best you can. Get used to swinging, get comfortable with your clubs, and it'll happen for you. You're going to have a blow up hole. It happens to all of us. It happens to the pros. You're going to have a bad shot. You're going to put a driver into the woods, into a pond. You're going to have to hit out of sand. That's why they're there on the courses. So just remember that we all do it. And the best thing you can do is get over it. Your opportunity to overthink is from the time you hit that ball, it lands until you're, call it 20 yards away. From that point, you need to be thinking about the next shot and making that your best shot. That's your most important shot. So try that. If you need more tips, check out the links. We've got tons of stuff. Like I said before, the free guide, you can get some different balls and stuff. We have links for all that. And definitely, if you're interested, check out playbetter.com or rapsodo.com. You can use code Golf Reboot on some of these sites to help save you some money. Now, long holes, that's something that for me was a problem, especially in high school. I was 125 pounds soaking wet. I am no longer 125 pounds, and I couldn't play distance. I also had a problem where off the tee, if I'm hitting the driver, I'm in the woods every time. A lot of it was thinking, poor mechanics, not being not being taught well, and I just didn't get it. I was a kid, 14 years old, out on the golf course, had never played before. So, something that I started doing, I would hit an iron off the tee, especially on longer holes, and I would just play for bogey golf. To me, bogey was par. If I could hit a bogey, I was happy. So, say you have a 500-yard hole. I know at the time, my 5 iron would do about 170. So, actually, probably 160. So 160, that's 320. Another 160, that puts you at 480. So you're almost there with 3 shots. Realistically, on a par 5, that's fine. Now, if you have a bad shot in there, say that your 4th shot, you're 30, 40 yards off the green. What that comes down to is short game is important. That's what you need to be practicing. So 30, 40 yards out, aiming for the fat part of the green, and then 2 putt. So on a par 5, you're on the green with a chance at par. Worst case scenario with a 2 putt, you're a bogey. Now, if you hit 3 good shots with your iron, you're on the green in 3, you have 2 putts for par. If you're really good with your 3rd shot, you could go for birdie. So it's a whole strategy thing where you need to change your mind a little bit and think, because not thinking when you're hitting, but thinking when you're planning. If you know your driver is not working that day, if you know that you can't hit your woods that day, figure something else out. I'm not a big fan of my 4 iron. I just can't hit the thing. I have pinhook single length irons. For whatever reason, even though it's the same length as my 5 through pitching wedge, I struggle with that one. So I would go to my 5. At this point, I can hit it further, probably 180 or so in the air right now. I'm working on getting that up some more, but I know that I can safely get to the green of a par 5 in 2.5, 3 shots. So 2 shots with my 5, probably pitching wedge or lower in, and that puts me in a good spot. I'm on the green in 3. So try that, see what it does for you. Now, if you want to figure out your driver a little bit more, I've done videos on that. Go through the channel, you'll see that. You'll see our From the Tee to the Green series. It's a playlist that I made. It's great, and it takes you all the way from the tee box to the green and teaches you what you should be doing, in my opinion. I'm not the only person out there. There's other people you can watch, but check that out. I think it can help you. Now, the strategy for playing extra shots is really good for slower swing players. Right now, my driver, I'm at about 105 if I'm warmed up, which is pretty good. I want to get up to 110 or so this year. One way that I'm doing that is through speed training. I have the super speed system and started doing that. I've picked up 3 or 4 miles an hour already. So that's one way. I'll leave a link down below. That's one way that you can get better with it too. But a word of caution, if you have terrible mechanics, it's not going to do it. You need to have good mechanics first. Now, with speed training, you're not worried about mechanics as much while you're doing it. But you need to have good mechanics so that when you transpose the increased speed to your swing, you're controlling the club. Otherwise, it's a complete waste. It'll be worse than it ever was. So, figure out your mechanics, check out some of our videos on that, and then go for speed training. We've got a video on that as well. That's what I'm thinking. I see we got no questions in here right now. Hopefully next time we will. And that's what I've got for you right now. So to start your year off right, check out the playlist that I just talked about. It's from our From the Tee to the Green series to guide you through the golf course. It's popping up over here in a second. The goal is to help you better your game from the tee box all the way to the hole. It'll really change things if you sit down and think about it. Don't forget to subscribe so you see the rest of our videos to help you play better, have more fun, and love the game again. See you next time.